Live from Las Vegas, it's Saturday night in Euro Truck. It just popped into my head a few minutes ago, or a minute ago. Okay, let's see who's here early and on time. Lobo 1G was the first to drop into the chat. At least the one I can see. Yes. Nicholas, Triple XN, is here. Good to see you guys. Alvin James is here. Welcome. Clarence is here. Susan Arthur is here. Here for the party. Can get started now. Yes, we can. Nightbot is here, so watch your P's and Q's. Turn off that caps lock key. And don't spit out too many emojis or Nightbot will get you. Whatever your name. Let's see. Trucker John is here. Ken Beard is here. Okay, let's do a few shout outs here and then we'll get going. I'll tell you what's going on. Isabella Hagloff, Rob Strecker, aka Lurch. Isabella showed up during the members live stream earlier today, so that was nice. She hardly ever gets to attend these lives, so that was nice. Lurch is not here with me today. He is dealing with the pending snowpocalypse. He says they might lose power, so that could be a problem for them. Lots of snow, too. Bill Welburn, Bedrock, our top ATS driver for February 2023. Nicholas Triple XN. Susan Arthur, our top Euro truck driver for January 2026. And our top American truck and Euro truck driver for 2025. Captain Minnesota, Omega Trucking, our top American truck driver for January 2024. Trucker Kitty, Norwegian Trucker Nicholas, Big Al 2424, our top American truck driver for March 2025, and our top American truck driver for all of 2023. Tasmified, Johnny Hansen, Lobo 1G, our top Euro truck driver for July 2025. Hugwash, our top Euro truck driver for April 2024. Phantom 6767, our top Euro truck driver for October 2024. Wim 55, our top American truck driver for March 2024. Trucker King 2010, David Long, aka Shorty, our top American truck and Euro truck driver for September 2025. Stay tuned later this month for a one-on-one convoy with Shorty, where he'll be showing off his new truck skin. Wonky Donkey. Okay, what am I missing here? Ken Beard is here. Clarence, I saw that. Careful, Clarence, you're double sending again. Let's see. I guess you must be doing that on your phone, eh? Okay, so where are we? Where are we going? We are in which country is this? I never tell by looking at this. Kazakhstan. And ProMods has just recently added Turkmenistan to the map, to their map. But so far, we only have one city, Garabogaz, I guess it's called. And we have a load going there. I still have to go pick it up. But we're going to take a look and see what it looks like. Oh, I just noticed there's a viewpoint. We'll have to catch that. Are there any others? Way. We're going out here to the port. First time for me to be at the port, so we'll see that today. Is that Soundfix is welcome to the stream? Are you sure about that? I'm not saying it's not, but Okay, I'll have to look. Lowrider sits it's 2 a.m. on my side. I leave a like before I go to sleep. Well, thank you, Lowrider. Oh, and Clarence, as he mentioned last weekend, it's his birthday today, and he got the Mattel Brick Shop Hot Wheels Cadillac Project GTP hypercar in the Back to the Future. That's a mouthful. Oh, okay. So we're gonna go pick up this load. G11 is here. Welcome. Okay. Well, I guess I'm outvoted. They've done the same thing, I believe, for ProMods Canada. Yeah, their numbering system has kind of confused me a bit. That says stop, right? Especially when ProMods Europe is at 2.80, or maybe it's 8.1 now. I am in UK. G11, if you didn't already, don't. Maybe you already did. I don't remember. Reported that last run for the challenge. Maybe I already checked it off. I don't know. I don't trust anything I do anymore. Willie is here. I think I just finished Lake 4. Now I need to add it to the list. Yeah, I think I recorded it in my spreadsheet. So sound fixes, I watched that video you just put up a little while ago. I was confused by that. The maneuver that you did, you dropped a trailer, or you moved a trailer to a place, dropped it, then backed up and moved around and went back and hooked it up again. I haven't seen that particular thing. Now it looks like it was Euro Truck, so that may be why. Okay, here it is, Garabogaz, whatever that is. Other kinds of. Tried to use my own trailer for this and I couldn't. Well, let's use the blue one. I like blue. There it is. Yeah, anyway, Sound Fixes, I watched that and I was confused. Oh, let's see. So we have a distance of 395 kilometers. It's not that far. It may be some slow going though. We'll see. And once again, when we get there, there will be a viewpoint to check out. Well, a little bit further into town. I guess we're not going all the way in. And off we go. Has anybody else got the updated ProMods The Great Steppe? Got me a little coffee here. Wheelchair Gamer, welcome to the stream. What are you watching? What movie? Oops, there was a stop sign there. Good thing there's not a train coming. Good thing there's not a cop behind me. Or around. Spider-Man Homecoming. I don't believe I've seen that. Of course, I haven't watched a movie in a while. Nothing new. Whoops. All right, G11. Thanks for dropping in, leaving a like, all that good stuff. Oh, not here. We got plenty of fuel. Add a full clock. Got a real coffee. Don't forget, if you're interested in one of these mugs, they are available in the merch store. Link in the description below. Willie is celebrating 38 months as a reefer hauler. My, oh my. What was that? One of the nice things about being in solo mode is you can do this. Attention, the deepest cavity of Karakia. Cavity? I had the deepest cavity. Who knows what that's about? Well, tell Rudolph I said hi. Might be more than one approach to scatterbrained in driving academy, but yeah, my approach is one of them. I couldn't figure out what you were doing or what the mission was. And I guess it just must be that I just haven't done that particular tutorial yet or whatever it is. Yeah, maybe they don't have dentists in Kazakhstan. I don't know. I'm not knowing. No, I did not, Sound Fixes. I could not get past that final exam. It was quite frustrating. What is this? What are we doing here? Oh. Susan Arthur, flatbedder for 41 months. Holy moly. At least we don't have to go off on a wild goose chase, it appears. Yeah, I had a real tough time on that final exam. The Real Men of Steel, welcome back to the stream. Yeah, one mistake and you have to start over. That's what really frustrated me. You had to go all the way back to the hard. I mean, the whole thing. Well, not all of it. It wasn't hard, but the beginning part where you got to pull up with double trailers and then back around a corner and then go the other direction. I fumbled with that an awful lot. And then when I finally beat it, get on down further down into the route or whatever it's called. Hey, are those camels? They are camels, right on the edge of the road too. Don't you guys know that's a dangerous place to be? Anyway, it's very frustrating. Let's see. That's why you had a red clown nose on the thumbnail. You saw that, did you? I did go back and add that. Oh, because I feel like it really turned into a clown show. I know, Nicholas. I was actually saying when I started that final exam, where's Stobbs? Help me. Yeah, wheelchair gaming. I watched that, or I watched part of it. That it looks interesting. I'm looking forward to it, of course, as I always am with every map DLC. Dude, why are you pumping your brakes? Oh, the speed limit dropped to 70. Ooh. Didn't see that coming. How many DLCs do I own? How many are there? The only ones I don't own are some of the paint jobs. I have every map DLC, and I think every cargo DLC in both games. And I have trailer DLCs in Euro Truck. Actually, I think I have one for American Truck too. Whatever, all the maps, all the cargos, yeah, everything but paint jobs. And I have a couple of those. Oh! Well, you know what that means. Ah. That's what I get for reading chat while driving. Sound fixes, do you consider talking in your videos so you can explain what you're doing? I understand not showing your face, but I mean, most of the time your videos are sharing sounds, stuff that you've included in updates. But that one really threw me because I'm like, well, what's he doing? I don't get it. Those horses? I like horses. Yeah, captions are good too. That's that works as long as they're on there long enough for us slow readers. More camels. When I first started creating my over-the-road trucking adventure, real-life trucking videos, I use caption text. Or wait, you said captions or? Yeah, I use text on screen. First of all, I didn't want to talk in my videos back then. Second of all, I didn't have a decent microphone. I mean, when I first started making videos, I didn't want to be in them. I didn't want to, not that I was ashamed of who I was or anything, or, you know, how ugly my mug was. I didn't want to be the focus. I wanted my over-the-road trucking adventure to be the focus. Later on, I learned that it's important to be the human face of the story. Even though I stopped having my camera on during some of my recorded videos recently. Well, I was right. It's brown. Looks like it might have been a hidden road. Like a bumpy road. Wheelchair gamer, I mentioned earlier, Lurch couldn't make it today. They got a major snowstorm incoming. He's worried about losing power, and so he wants to focus on that. And if he lost power, he wouldn't be able to even participate anyway. Come on, buddy, you guys pick it up, would you? That's a lot of camels. Russian and Chinese vehicles? Okay. That makes sense. Of course, I wasn't, once again, I'm not looking at the AI vehicles except in the context of, you're in my way. All right, we are coming up on the border crossing. Oops. Lowrider, I've seen that at a lot of border crossings. My assumption is that they are waiting, they have some paperwork issue. Yeah, when I see that sign, good luck. I feel like, really? Is there some reason why I have to rely on luck? Something I don't know about? Anyway, it could also be that they have a particular time that they are authorized to cross the border. That sounds a little odd, but they may have a window, a time window, that they're pre-authorized for crossing. That's a theory. I don't know that that's the case. Now, what it reminds me of is the road leading up to several of the Walmart distribution centers that I've delivered to. They have it, and this is where I get the theory from. At Walmart's, some of the drivers... I was unauthorized. It did all the things. Anyway, at Walmart and some other places, some drivers have a delivery window. And they cannot arrive more than the beginning of that window or like maybe an hour before that window opens. So they sit out on the road waiting for that window. So they got there early, but they got to wait outside. My theory is that this is something similar. Anybody know why I just got dinged for an illegal border crossing? Just realized I got red bit. Whoa, 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 what the heck? Man. Doors here. Casey bought a coffee. Looks like a dry county. Good luck did not work out. You're right. I did not have good luck going through there. Damaged my truck, got a nasty fine. Man, how many border crossing things are there? They're pretty serious about this border. Wheelchair gaming, yeah. I mean, you can. We have ProMods Canada, and you've got to go through some of the same stuff to go from the U.S. to British Columbia, just like it is in real life. Yeah, it's kind of similar. Well, the speed limit here is 90, but I don't think I'm even going to go over 50. Well, I don't have time to sleep. I've got less than 4 hours to deliver this job. I'm only 15 minutes away. By the way, Casey, thanks for the coffee. Out in the boonies. Yes, that's where I am, out in the boonies. Turkmenistan. This was just added to ProMods. I don't mind trucking out into the boonies at all. I don't like crowded places. Well, that's interesting. Back there. And I can't get there from here. So I gotta turn around. FedEx. Well, Casey, how'd you like to be based out of this place? I didn't even look to see what I was hauling. It's oil filters. Susan, I think he meant to say this for sure or something. I don't know. Ah. All right there, Wheelchair Gamer. Thanks for dropping in. Kelly Lyon, welcome to the stream. Okay. Let's have a look. I got to find a place to sleep. So here's one right here. We'll just head on down. Actually, can we make it here? I think so. Because then we can hit that viewpoint. Yeah, I got over 2 hours left on the clock. I can make it there. No problemo. Well, this looks like certain parts of Arizona, Nevada, California that I've been to. Even Utah. Yikes. Casey is gifted 5 channel memberships. Why is that not showing up? Lucky recipients are Thor, Alexander Whitman, Westland, Wesley Tam, Rampanda, and Jordan 911. Congratulations to the lucky recipients, and thank you to Casey. Always nice to add a few more names to the list. Speaking of which, I need to do some shout outs. And I missed what Thor said back here. A lady comes into a bakery and asks if she can get something without fat and sugar. The lady behind The counter thinks for a moment and replies, "You can have a napkin." Oh my God. That's actually a pretty good response. At a bakery. That's hilarious. Well, there's the first yawn. I guess I could turn here. Although my GPS is suggesting no. Wonder where that goes. Here we go. Garabogaz. Yeah, the beach. I want to find the beach. I am, Casey. There's the beach. Ah, that looks like a Soviet War memorial. The Great Patriotic War. So, there is a rest area, sleep trigger on the beach. How cool is that? Looks like the whole place is a sleep trigger. He looks stuck. Maybe I should not go out too far. Well, Casey, what I've learned, mostly from SoundFix's pack, is that he updates the sunrise and sunset every day. Huh. So it'll stay light later as we basically it mimics real time, not game time of the year. But I was frustrated with that as well. All right, let's move the time ahead to 9 p.m. Now it's raining. Oh yeah, should do some shout outs, eh? Trucking Through Video, Nick, David H74, RD04 Dave, our top American truck driver for March 2023. Douglas Williams, JC Drives, our top Euro truck driver for March 2025. Matthew Roth, Pancake Man, Ken Beard, Grumpy, Gruntpaw Gaming. Low air pressure. Of course it is. Well, while we're charging up the air, Adam is here. Road Trip Nerd, Ken Maselman, Hunter Toller, our top American truck driver for August 2024. Hippie, Future Endeavored, Wiz Nation, our top American truck driver for October 2025. Peter Evans, Ghost Vision Gaming. Yeah, Casey, it is. It is really annoying. Usually that means that there's, well, I do have issues with my truck. I need to go get it repaired. John Whitesall, Trucker John, our top American truck driver for August 2025. All right, let's try it again. So it's 6 a.m. It's a little dark for 6 a.m. So this guy's gone and gotten himself stuck. If only he had enabled the dev mode, he could teleport himself out of that. You know what? Give him a nudge. Here we go. Go to that shop. Once we get some repairs done, then I'll look for a job out of here. bad is it? Mostly chassis and frame, right? Cabin, chassis. It's like I got to back out of this place. Sound fixes, yes, I did. It appears that we can use the external camera for everything in that in the double trouble or the double trailer part of that driving academy. Let's see. The Alliance says, I've got a question for you. Is it easier to go in from trucking in real life and taking what you've learned in your real life, doing it into American Truck Simulator, or is it much harder? I found it to be a natural fit. You know, there are some things that are not realistic in the game because it's a simulation. Oh wow. Oh, that's a long haul into Moldova. I found that. What time is it? No, I don't want to take a load this long. I found that once I started driving American Truck Simulator, I was able to enjoy the things I liked the most about truck driving, which was truck driving. I still got frustrated with, you know, the AI vehicles because it emulated real life car drivers more often than not. But in the game, you don't have to deal with the jerks at the shipping and receiving offices when you go to pick up or deliver. They're not all like that, but a lot of them are, or a lot. There are plenty. I shouldn't say a lot of them are, but there are plenty of people that are just jerks that work in those places. Plenty of great folks too. Don't get me wrong. Uh, there's a lot of other hassles in real life that you don't have to deal with in the game that much. You do have to go through scales in the game. I had to do it in American Truck Simulator more than I had to in real life, but it's no big deal. In real life, every once in a while, I'd have to park my truck and bring my documentation in. Which is not bad, it's just annoying. But it takes time away from your day. And then there's dealing with bonehead truckers at the truck stops. If you watch Bonehead Truckers YouTube channel, you'll know what I mean. Because there's always boneheads at the truck stops. There's bonehead truckers at the shippers and receivers that do boneheaded stuff. Sometimes they're just jerks. Sometimes they're inadvertently jerks. I think I'm going to quick travel back here to Aktau. Get a load across to maybe Azerbaijan or something. Yeah, and brokers. I want the load delivered yesterday, like Thor said. What else did I miss? Okay, that should making my video easier. Okay. Still a challenge though. Okay. We got out of here going anywhere else. Place in Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Georgia. Four tons. Uzbekistan. Let's go to Georgia. 700 kilometers. 24 tons. Picking up at the BHP. Which is just down the road. So in real life trucking, there's a lot of negatives. Like trying to find a place to park. Shut down for the night. If you get started late or you get delayed somewhere along the way, you get to the truck stop and there's like no place to park. It's a real hassle. That was it's one of those things that was a real pain in the neck. So as much as we complain about having to watch our clock in the game, it's nowhere near as bad as it is in real life, because stuff happens. Sometimes the roads get shut down for real for hours because of an accident, especially if there's a fatality involved. I once sat without moving for like 6 hours. Your whole road plan is thrown out the window. You run the risk of being late. I have been late because of things like that. I had to not get... There we go. So with American Truck Simulator, you get to simulate some of the better things, which for me made it real easy. And driving, once you have the steering wheel, pedals, shifter, and all that stuff, whoa, it becomes very immersive and it becomes more realistic. So for me, and initially for the first 6 months or more, I drove with, I did the game with keyboard and mouse. I still loved it. I was driving locally here in Las Vegas after I came off the road, and once I discovered the game, I'd come home from driving around Las Vegas and I'd fire this up and my roommate would just shake his head and be like, "You nuts? Didn't you just spend all day doing that?" It was far more relaxing. I wasn't dealing with a lot of traffic or idiots being jerks. I got to enjoy the joys of truck driving over the road. I started to miss it a lot. Thought about going back. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. Because I recognized that I was romanticizing the things that I enjoyed while being a real truck driver. Because you don't have to deal with all the negatives that I talked about already. breaking down on the side of the road because you blew a tire and you're sitting there for hours waiting for a tow truck. I've literally slept on the shoulder of the freeway because I ran out of clock time waiting for the repair truck to come and replace my tire. That's dangerous. Not fun. Yeah, Thor, it has gotten bigger. Since they've just added, I mean, they just added Turkmenistan, but there's only one city, but, you know, they got the whole road that goes out to it. Now, I do miss being a truck driver for real. But again, I remember the good stuff, the good times. Driving for real, you know, let's just say you get a parking spot at the truck stop, but then in the morning you might have to wait 20 minutes to an hour for a shower. One of the things that I found was helpful is just get going in the morning, you know, do my morning stuff that I needed to do that didn't involve taking a shower sometimes, and then in the middle of the day I'd stop at a truck stop somewhere and grab a shower, and usually I didn't have to wait very long. Little tricks, things like that. Yeah, Casey, I enjoyed running from place to place in the game. And I got to enjoy the scenery. And even though it's compressed because it's a 1:20 scale, the game still captures so much the things that I enjoy seeing. One of the reasons why I prefer to drive in daylight in the game is so I can enjoy the scenery. There were times in real life that I preferred to drive at night, like when I was going through major metropolitan areas, because night there's much less traffic. Megatron Decepticon is here. Welcome to the stream. Now, in the new series that I'm planning to do after Illinois comes out and all the map mods get updated, where I'm going to actually recreate my actual driving career and do it in American Truck Simulator. And I'm going to emulate it as much as I can. So to that end, I'm using a lot of extra map mods, including the More American Cities series, and some cargo mods, so I'll have additional cargoes. They'll have a better shot of actually hauling the things that I hauled in real life. And then drive to the places, not the exact same depots, not delivered to the same exact depots that I did, or even the same cities, but as close as I can get. It should be an interesting series. Plus, I've got a lot of real-life video and photos that I shot along the way, here and there, documenting my over-the-road trucking adventure. I literally started doing that to share it with friends and family. Let's see. Megatron says sometimes the AI messes up and they crash in ways that both block the road and that they can't get out of, so that can trigger infinite traffic jams. Definitely not an intended mechanic, though. You're right. But unlike real life, because that happens in real life. But unlike real life, I can shut down the game and come back, and it'll all be cleared up. So there are some pros being able to do things in the game. Oh, I forgot to even, what is that up there? Is that a horse on the hill? Is that a real horse? No, it's a statue. Look at a map here. I completely forgot. So we're going to the ferry landing. And then we're going to cross over to Azerbaijan, I guess. Yeah. Then we're going to drive to Georgia, whatever that city is that I have not been to yet. Cool. What have I missed out on here? Do you check the traffic when you go to Las Vegas with your truck, or no more? Do I check the traffic? You mean like in real life, Adam? I don't go anywhere if I don't have to. I'm a homebody now. I guess you're lucky finding a spot because they can get really packed. Yeah. Let's see. Susan's Boomer, I sent you a DM. Okay. Am I in trouble? Doris has done that more than once, sleeping on the side of the road. Yep. But there were places where you didn't do that because highway robbers. Yeah. Like I wouldn't want to do it here. I have definitely slept on the side of the road on a pullout. Every time you go to cities in real life, if I had the time to check, I would pull up my map to check for traffic, and I might make a decision to take a break before I got into the metro area. If it's rush hour, or rush hour is about to start, I might stop and take a break before I dive into the metro, because a lot of these metros, like Chicagoland, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Los Angeles, Atlanta, a lot of these places, they're just horrible traffic during the day. Oops, supposed to stop there, I guess. You know, most of the time I didn't mind sleeping on the side of the road if it was a pullout or a rest area. Some of those places are pretty quiet. But even those places, you gotta worry about robbers. I mean, one of my friends, he parked in a truck stop. And he was doing some things he shouldn't have been doing, so he got himself in a little bit of trouble, and he got shot in a truck stop. He almost died. So there are truck stops that I prefer not to spend the night in big cities. St. Louis, Indianapolis, Chicagoland. They could be a little scary. Well, thank you, Casey. I do consider you guys extended family. This is my gaming family, this community. Mostly in the Discord because we hang out there sometimes. I need to continue on, right? Not that way? Passport checkpoint. Are these all the same? I mean, we got a divider up ahead. I think I'm going to stick to the left. Don't know if this is what I should be doing or not. Adam, that's true for truckers anywhere that frequent a particular city. There were a few cities that I got familiar with. Not New York. I never went into New York City. No farther south than the Cross Bronx Expressway. Yeah, Nicholas. Other than the cold and the snow, I believe Norway is a beautiful area and is probably safer than a lot of other places. Especially when you get outside the cities. That looks like this is the place. Let me see, where are we going? A lot. We're going to a lot. It may be the only option. We're going to take the ferry to a lot. It is the only option. Megatron? I would doubt it. I mean, when Illinois comes out, we'll see how much we can do in Chicago. It looked like in the drive-through today preview video, it looks like they went downtown. Canal Street. Welcome to Azerbaijan. So, I don't know. We'll see whether or not we'll get to drive into Manhattan. I'll be surprised if we can. Did I go the wrong way or something? Oh, it's awfully dark for not even 8 p.m. In the game, that is. Nicholas, Times Square. You know, I haven't even been to the new Albuquerque yet, into most of the areas. I think I just went through on the freeway. Need to go explore that. Pilot. Oh, there's a good point. With the car pack, we might be able to do more exploring. Well, Adam, there's also restrictions on whether or not trucks can go into places like national parks. But we do. Sometimes we get a fine for it, but we still get to do it. Matt Walter, was that a question? Yeah, we've been at this for an hour and a half almost. But we still got a half hour of driving left. Okay, I just read your post there, Megatron. Yeah, I definitely need to get there and check it out. You know, a lot of times I get tunnel vision. Just like with driving in real life. I had to get from where I picked up the load to where I have to deliver the load, sometimes on the other end of the country. And therefore, my focus is on driving. I'll enjoy the scenery as I go by, but I don't turn off for side trips, even though I'd like to. There were a lot of times I wanted to just park and enjoy something, and there were times that I did because I could do it quickly. You know, just take 30 minutes maybe. But there was a lot of times that I wanted to. I didn't get to New Orleans very often, but when I did, I wanted to, and I couldn't do it. I wasn't able to do it. I wanted to be able to stop there long enough, like for a day, so that I could go to the World War II Museum downtown. And I'd been to it many years ago when it was still fairly new, but I wanted to go back because they're always adding displays, new stuff. And if you've never been to if you're into military history, that World War II Museum in New Orleans is pretty impressive. And then there's another place that I never went to before in Central Texas. It's the Museum of the War in the Pacific. Always wanted to go there, never made it. And then there's a place in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. So I spent a lot of time in Carlisle. We had a terminal in Carlisle. There were a lot of places that I picked up and delivered to in Carlisle. Spent the night in Carlisle a lot. And I always wanted to go to, there was another military history place. Can't remember what it was now. In Carlisle, and I wanted to go to it really badly, and I never made it. Yeah, there's a lot of places I would have liked to have spent the time. And whoa, oh, I can't believe I pulled that off. A little too fast for that curve. And it's possible that I could have planned to take a little time off in a particular city to do certain things. But I just kept saying, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it soon. I'll do it next time. And instead, I just got focused on making money, because that's what I was out there for. So I would just focus on picking up loads and hauling them to where they needed to go, because that's what I was about. So I did miss out on a lot of that stuff. The aspect of being able to just cruise and not have to be somewhere is one of the pros about the car packs. Yeah, that not having the 55 limit in California. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That calls for a cup of coffee. Drink. Maybe I need one of Willie's Coronas. Pass me a Corona, Willie. Although after that, I could need something stronger. You know, I should probably find a place to park and shut it down, because I got plenty of time. I got 29 hours. Well, I can take a 9-hour break and still have 20 hours. And I only need 9 hours of driving. I think I'll stop at the next rest area I see. Thank you, Willie. Oh. You roll down the window so I can catch it. Thor with a super chat. Coffee and donuts are on me this time. I like coffee and donuts. Thank you. Why is that not showing up? You know what else is not showing up? Oop. I know why. Whoa. I don't know the Stream Elements thing up. There it is. And there's Thor's thing. Super chat thing. I forgot I took that down for the members live stream. Because I was doing the ATS Driving Academy. I didn't need all that up there. Ooh. Cannot wait to see if trucks can go to O'Hare International or Midway Airport in Chicago Metro. Hadn't thought about that. Oh, I guess you can comment and reply to super chats now. I didn't know that. Julio. Better slow down or I'm going to be on my side. Here comes a place with a sleep trigger, I think. I can also do some more shout outs. I need to look at the map and see, get some situational awareness going. Because I have no idea where I am. Willie has sent 5 or gifted 5 channel memberships. Read those off in a second. Wait, is there no sleep trigger here? Oh no. There is not. There is only fuel. Well, let me do this. Catch up on this. So, lucky recipients are Megatron Decepticon, Dogan Kurt, James Williams, F Fast 3213, and Ananda, I have no idea. Congratulations to the lucky recipients, and thank you, Willie. Mikey is here. Welcome. Right. And Megatron is not his first rodeo for that. Same thing with Dogan Kurt and F Fast. That's why they have numbers in their shields. Okay. Where's the sleep trigger? Right there. A little bit further down. That'll work. Now, other than that, it's just driving through. In the airport, there is a cargo area where trucks can pick up and drop off their loads. Yeah, I went to, when here in Vegas, I went to the airport area a couple of times. Well, a few times. Not onto the airport property, but to a place that's like right on the other side of the fence from that. They sometimes were receiving things for the trade shows, from companies that were from out of town. They flew their stuff in. But there's FedEx. FedEx has a terminal on the airport property. Just admiring the stars. All right, I see our stop up ahead. Here we go. Let's see. Wow, look at that rain. Wonder if it'll have an AN 124 you can back into like the Denver and Dallas Fort Worth airports do. Well, we got daylight, but we've also got thunderstorm. Less than 400 kilometers to go. Cows, no fence. Open range cows. Oops, speed limit dropped. Wow, Clarence, that's pretty exciting. I'm driving the Scania S. I don't know why my odometer is not showing up on the left side. I don't remember turning it off. Thank you, Mikey. See, I've got well, it's over 200,000 kilometers. Ah. Oh. Trucker King just bought a coffee. Welcome to the stream. Stop yawning. I'm tired. I've been tired all day. Anyway, welcome to the stream, Trucker King. Yeah, I like the camera mod a lot. You can get way out into the next county. Oop. Yeah, that's the one, TK. Then you're just sending conflicting signals. You buy a coffee, hit the thumbs down. Yeah. Trucker King with the super sticker with a coffee thingy. Thank you. Looking at farms? That show up on there? Doesn't seem to have. Huh. Oh, that only shows super chats. It's interesting. Yeah, Thor, I guess I kind of know what you mean. I mean, I'm not dealing with it like you are. I'm not dealing with it at all, but my sisters did. Thank God they were there. I don't know if I could have done it. I know that I certainly don't want to be that kind of a burden for my kids. Ooh. Well, thank you, Mikey. I really appreciate that. I believe we are about to cross into Georgia. Once again, we got trucks parked on the side of the road waiting for whatever they're waiting for to cross over. Could also be that they didn't have all the paperwork that they needed. Now, I've sat in lines like that, not at border crossings, but here in Las Vegas at the convention center when I'm waiting my turn to go into the convention hall to get loaded up or to drop off or whatever it is I was doing. Matter which one of these did I go through? Apparently it did. Dang it. Well, that's a Swifty. Hey, backing up here. Well, that was embarrassing. Well, I got 3 green arrows, so I guess I can pick whichever lane I want. Ooh. Treasure is here. Always nice to have a little treasure in the audience. Welcome to Georgia. Yes, Mikey, that was a Swiftie, and I counted it as such. Even did the wah, wah, wah. I like places like this with pine trees lining the road. There. Trying to read that post, Thor. Give me a second. A little bit crowded here with the traffic and the congestion and oh, let's see, we promised many years ago that none of us are ever gonna end up in a nursing home for old people. That's the way. Yeah. I guess I don't want to either. Something else I don't want to have happen is is my neighbors to have to do a welfare check because my corpse is stinking up the place for a week. Help, I've fallen and I can't get up. Yeah, that's not just a joke. A tagline from a commercial. Mikey, we all have Swifty moments. Unfortunately. Greece is the ETS2 capital of Swifties. At least in the base game. Some very tight and narrow roads there. Yeah, you ain't wrong about that. Well, Casey, I have been to Maine and I have seen the pine trees there, and they are beautiful. But not as beautiful as the ones in Western Oregon and Washington. Yeah, Maine is beautiful. I always liked going to Maine. Didn't care too much for Massachusetts or Connecticut, though, which is what I had to go through. Well, Massachusetts, anyway. I had to go through there to get to New Hampshire and Maine. Adam, you saw a Lotta? Yeah, once again, I'm not paying attention to AI cars. Nothing opposed to them other than they annoy me. It's just not what I'm thinking of. Yeah, Willie, aren't you turning 75 this month? Redbeard PS, welcome to the stream. Having a little trouble reading the chat because of all the traffic and twists and turns and things here. And my tablet just said battery low. On Friday, okay. So Redbeard PS says, I thought I'd pop in real quick and see how you're doing. Doing good. Did a load to Turkmenistan, and now we're in Georgia. I got 169 kilometers to go. You know, Megatron, I hadn't really thought about that, and I hadn't really thought about Greece being the Swifty capital of Euro Truck. I think you're right. A little fast. I can't believe I haven't gotten a speeding ticket yet. Yeah, I'm coming over, dude. Hey, Willie. I know you said you were going to bed early last night when you signed off. Did you? Did you get some sleep? I tell you what, I feel like going to bed right after this live stream's over. I am so tired. Crazy. Okay. Well, according to my Trucky overlay, I got 8 minutes of driving to go yet. But we are almost done. Oh, did you get some sleep, Willie? Because man, I was thinking about you earlier, going, I wonder if Willie went to bed like he said, because that's how I'm feeling. I wonder if it's just that I'm feeling my age. I don't know. Or maybe it's because I'm just not sleeping well. That's getting to be a real thing too as I get older. Or should I say, as I've gotten older. Kitty needs a treat. Well, if I had a treat handy, I'd give it to Kitty. Maybe when I stop. You ever watch my real life trucking videos? Whoa! What are we doing? Oh, a construction zone. Anytime I would stop, especially at the end of the day or like lunch or something, and if Kitty was already awake, he'd either be hanging out in the seat right there, or in the back, looking out a window. And as soon as he knew I was stopping, he'd start meowing for a treat. I had to make sure I was stocked up on those. That was weird. That's interesting, Redbeard. I was a Trekkie from the time that the Star Trek first came out. I didn't know that's what I was. I was. When it originally came out in the 60s, we watched it first run. And I was a Trekkie. I love that show. And of course, when Star Wars came out, I loved that show, but I've always been a Trekkie. Where did I get my cat treats or food? At Walmart. I shopped at Walmart a lot while I was on the road because I could usually park in their parking lot. So I would find a Walmart where I could park, usually on the side by the auto center or the nursery thingy. And I'd go in and do regular shopping. Out to my truck with that shopping cart. I did have to learn how to do defensive parking though. Because if you parked a certain way, then car drivers would then park in front of and behind you. You couldn't get out. I would literally take up several parking spots, and I would make it a point to do it in an area without much traffic, because I didn't want to be filling up all the spots. I didn't have to. Anyway, yeah, I'd come back out to the truck with my shopping cart with my groceries, including cat food and kitty treats. Oh, I should use this one. Oh, but I got a curve up ahead. Taking some good time now. Nice to be able to do 80 kilometers an hour again. Adam, most of those stores are not in parts of the country where I was. Plus, a lot of times you can't park there with a truck. Publix is mostly in the southeast, as far as I know. ShopRite I'm not familiar with. Safeway, they have those here, but they're not everywhere. And Hannaford is in the northeast. Not familiar with Shaw's. But Walmart is everywhere, and Walmart, most Walmarts I was able to park. Clarence, I'll be hauling tomorrow. I think we've got a convoy in the Discord. So Adam, most of those places you listed are regional. Except Safeway, I think they're everywhere. Mostly. But generally speaking, their parking lots are not conducive to truck parking. Not all Walmarts are either. Speaking of which, that's another thing in real life trucking that I don't miss, and that's getting kicked out of a parking lot. Oh! Okay, that guy hit me. Jerk. He gets a Swifty. Yep, I've been kicked out of even Walmart parking lots. But over time, I, discovered various Walmarts in different parts of the country where I could park. And so that's where I always went when I was in that area. Including spending the night. So I would park and shut down for the night, then I'd go and do shopping. Come back out to the truck, put stuff away, and in the morning I'd get up and pull out of there. Ooh. Jeez, why are we slowing down so much? Still 60 up here. Clarence, I bet I've been to that Walmart. Yeah, there are some Walmarts that have truck/RV parking. They're literally lined up, they got the lines on the pavement for trucks and RVs on the side of the building. Not many of them, though. I remember one in Missouri. I don't remember the name of the town. I remember one in Nebraska. Heck, there was even a McDonald's in Minnesota that had... It was really for RVs, but you could fit a truck in there. Look at those mountains. Isn't that pretty? We have arrived at our destination. The thing is, it's a short trailer. Oh, there we go. $698 kilometers. Thank you, Willie. Or I'm going to read your comment here in just a second. As soon as I get stopped. And shut down. Let me check the map here real quick. Where am I? Oh, right here. Got a couple of viewpoints over here I want to get to at some point. What's this? Oh, it's Turkey. There's a little bit of Turkey over here. I'll have to make a side trip at some point. Where's the sleep trigger? There we go. Right there. I'll catch that later. Let me catch up on the chat. I once parked on a McDonald's parking lot, needed some to eat, and had no more driving time. It was okay. They were closing up, and I would be gone in the morning when they should open again. Yeah, that's perfect. Works out great. I actually parked at there was a Wendy's next door to a truck stop in Utah. I parked for the night at the truck stop, and I walked over to the Wendy's, and the sit down area was closed, so I had to walk through the drive-through to order. I had to walk up to the little talking thing, and I've done that at other places too. Park on the street, walk up to the drive-through thing, and order at the microphone thingy, and then walk up to the pickup window. Kind of funny. Anyway, Willie says, "Oh, we already did that. Better parking than I do. Awesome trader reversing skills. Thank you guys. Oh man, I got 5% battery left on my tablet, and I got no percent energy left in me. I'm gonna call it a stream, and where is it? Here we go. Whew, I'm pretty beat. Oh, you know what I should do is go into camera mode so I don't lose any more of my clock. Let me see. Is there nothing matters? That's a cool view. Okay, that's gonna do it. Thanks for riding along with me in ProMods The Great Steppe, and we'll do something else next weekend. And don't forget to leave a like on your way out the door if you haven't already. Thanks.